Mario Maker 2 has been a blast, and it's kind of sad to see that this is its final update. If you haven't seen my recent video, we talked about items that didn't quite make the cut for Super Mario Maker 2, but you guys demanded to hear even more from this topic. You want to hear about the enemies that also didn't make it as well, and today I have a list of 14 different enemies that didn't quite make the cut within this latest update, and apparently, potentially the last update. Now once again, like I said on the last video, I understand that Nintendo stated that this was the last final big update, so there could be little ones along the way implementing new enemies and new items, who knows, but we're taking this as if Nintendo is pretty much done with Mario Maker 2 updates. So today's enemies will come from Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3, and if you guys really enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see even more future videos potentially showing off more enemies for the different games, such as Super Mario World, New Super Mario Bros., and Super Mario 3D World. Also, if you guys feel free to join the Discord in the link below to join the official Nintendo Land Discord chat. You could also get your name put at the very beginning or the ends of my video by doing so. Thank you guys so much, and let's get into the video. Shy Guys are a weird one, but thanks to the new Super Mario Bros. 2 mushroom, we can actually pick up different enemies now, and Shy Guys would work pretty well. In Super Mario Bros. 2, they didn't really do much but walk around and act kind of like the Goomba of that game. But if we look at games like Yoshi's Island, there's different variants of the Shy Guy. You have Spirit Guys, Stilt Guys, even Propeller Guys that can do different things. So maybe they're just different enemies that you can switch up how they look and how they act, depending on what game it's from. Who knows, but I think the Shy Guy definitely needs to be represented in a Mario game. Minji is actually technically in Mario Bros. 2, but as a different mode. It's like the Minji speedrun mode for Mario Maker, but it's not actually the enemy. The enemy's nowhere to be seen in the game, which is kind of weird because I think it needs to be there. Now, for Mario Bros. 2, Mario could jump on top of him and ride him up to higher platforms, and this is something you can do with the Mario Bros. 2 mushroom now. But also, why not just have the enemy in the game, as it did appear in a couple of new Super Mario Bros. Games, well, at least especially the new Super Mario Run on mobile, which was pretty cool to jump on those things as they were jumping up and down and time them at the right time. But why not have the ninjas in here? I feel like they're pretty much an established enemy at this point. The Albatross is more than what it seems. It's actually pretty cool that the bird can fly back and forth and also drop projectiles down on Mario, but you can actually use this in Mario Maker. Maybe the bird can drop down bombs, allowing Mario to be able to use them in puzzles or certain situations. So here's the thing, yes, you can put bombs on claws and have them drop down and give you items, but it's not the same as a moving object. And yes, you can even have the claws move on rails, but this is a whole enemy that does it automatically. All you have to do is point it into what direction it flies in, to the left or to the right of the screen. Pigeon is like the Lakitu of Mario Bros. 2, and I understand that we have Lakitu, but he could replace him when you have the new Super Mario Bros. 2 mushroom. Maybe you just shake Lakitu and you can get the Pigeon version, which is, instead of stealing his cloud, you steal his magic carpet, and you can ride it and drive it anywhere you want, and pretty much the same exact mechanic as the cloud. Now, this isn't going to add anything brand new to the game, but it is something to mention since we do have Mario Bros. 2 kind of style and aesthetic gameplay now in the game. Why not have this enemy to match one of the greatest enemies, or one of the most hated enemies, the Lakitu of all time? Now, the Sniffit could probably win in the same category as the Shy Guy, even though technically they're not the same, but what the Sniffit does is shoot projectiles. There's a Shy Guy that shoots projectiles. It just shoots this little bullet out of his mask, and it kind of works like any cannon or bullet bill launcher we have in the game already, but the difference is this is an actual enemy that you can pick up and hurt, or maybe even you could pick it up and have it shoot enemies in front of you as a new spin on it for Mario Maker 2. We've seen items get a new uphaul and redesign and a new kind of way it works. Shoot, we just got a bullet bill mask, so why not be able to pick up a Sniffit and use it as a weapon against enemies in front of you, and kind of like Mario's own little gun. Yes, we have the cannon block from Super Mario 3D World, but we don't have anything quite like that in any of the other themes. The Spark has been an enemy in the Mario Brothers games for a while now, and I'm very surprised that it didn't get included in this game. It's an enemy that's very simple, but the simplicity is what's so great about it. It goes around a distinct path around an object, so maybe you can draw a path around an area of the map, and it just keeps going around and around and around. Maybe you can control the speed and what direction it moves in, whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. This enemy is pretty cool because it can keep the player on his toes, and every platform you jump on, you have to be wary that there's not one of these. The closest thing I think we have is some of those boo floors that the boos pop out of, but besides that, there's really not much. And our last Mario Bros. 2 enemy we have is the Flurry. Now, this is something very interesting because we really don't have an enemy that sprints at you back and forth really fast, just like the Flurries. And I mean, they're pretty fast. They slip and slide their way towards you back and forth across the stage, left and right, extremely, extremely fast. And it gets really difficult when there's a lot of them because before you know it, at the blink of an eye, they're all sliding by you. But this is a cool enemy that I think should have been added for the Mario Bros. 2 update. Now, since we're starting to look at Mario Bros. 3 enemies, I had to look at the Boomerang Bro. And I understand the Fire Bro could also be in this category. Why can't you change the Hammer Bro to one of the other brothers? And the Boomerang Bro is something that's very odd, considering the fact that the Boomerang Flower is now in the 3D World theme. So why in the world do we not have Boomerang Bros? It's not hard to make. Just make a different version. You shake the Hammer Bro, you get a Boomerang Bro. Shake him again, you get a Fire Bro. And the Boomerang Bro just throws boomerangs instead of hammers. They come right back at him and he catches them and keeps throwing them. So it's very bizarre to me how this one didn't make it, and out of everything on the list, this one's probably the weirdest of them all. Buster Beetle can be a pretty annoying enemy. He picks up blocks and tosses them at you and won't let you go until you're finally off the screen away from him. This could be very interesting because maybe you can design a level where you're throwing stuff at him and he's throwing stuff at you, but you guys can't reach in the middle and you have to kill him with your projectiles in order to get a key or some type of, bonus item to move on in the level. I think this would be really cool, and Buster Beetle, yes, it's an enemy that's easily forgotten because it doesn't appear in too many Mario games, but it is a cool one nevertheless. Micro Goombas aren't anything that's much of a necessity for enemies, but I think it's something that could be easily done. We have the Goomba, you can give him a mushroom to make him big, and this is probably where my last video, the mini mushroom item, would come in handy. Maybe you can make some enemies small, or just shake them in order to make them Micro Goombas. In Mario Brothers games, the Micro Goombas come out of Para Goombas, and they pretty much are like little babies that attack on and latch to you, and you can't really move or jump as high anymore until you can jump and shake them all off, and this is something that would be, kind of interesting. I can't think of too many level, designs that would be really cool to have Micro Goombas on. I can't think of anybody out there saying, I need Micro Goombas for this level to work, and I don't have them. But who knows? Someone out there probably wants them, and why not add them? It's probably a small little change. And since we have Micro Goombas, why not have the Piledriver Micro Goombas from Mario Bros. 3? This could be very simple as well. Maybe just stick the Goomba inside of a block and voila, you have a Piledriver Goomba. All these things do is portray as blocks until when you get close, they jump up and try to land on you with their bricks. This could be something really cool to try to avoid and maybe have a giant troll level, which, man, I wonder if people like to make troll levels in Mario Maker. But man, imagine a troll level full of these guys. I mean, literally everything is just full of these Micro Goomba blocks, and it could be very annoying, but pretty cool too. We have munchers, piranha plants, big piranha plants that shoot fire, piranha plants that jump up in the air, but we don't have patooies yet. Patooies shoot spike balls up in the air, very similar to one of the moves from Piranha Plant in Super Smash Bros. And pretty much the ball will go up and down as he blows it, and it has a certain pattern. And this could be really cool to watch the pattern and jump through without getting touched by the spike ball, or obviously by him. Maybe you could do some type of cool level where something catches the ball that he spits up in the air and causes some type of chain reaction. I don't know, but I think this would have been really cool to add another variation of the Piranha Plant. You simply just had to shake and pick and choose from the list. Now, the Fire Snake is not an enemy that's very essential to Mario Maker or to Mario Bros. At all. It only appeared a couple of times, but it's just a fire snake. It hops back and forth chasing Mario, and it would be really cool to have it aesthetically pleasing for desert themes in Mario Maker. Besides that, there's really not much to it, but I think it'd be a cool enemy just to throw in there for that theme specifically. And last but not least, we have Flame Chomp, which could simply be another form of Chomp that you can shake and change in order to turn him into a flying Fire Snake Chomp, which is the Flame Chomp. All it does is follow after Mario in the air and shoots little flame balls at him, and it can be kind of annoying. He just slowly follows Mario and continues to try to hit him with different fireballs, and you can kill him with a star or any other projectile that you have on hand. I think this is a cool enemy, but once again, nothing that's going to drastically change the game forever, but I think Mario Maker 2 could have used this enemy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. That is all the enemies that I have on this list. Once again, this is just for Mario Bros. 2 and Mario Bros. 3. If you guys have any more suggestions, let me know in the comments down below for the future games that I'm going to talk about and the future enemies that can still be added to Mario Maker 2. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.